Okay, welcome back to the Car Boutique's detailing channel. My name's Andy.
And I'm Carl.
And today we are looking at another ceramic coating. Now the pressure's on today because we are doing a full external detail, machine polishing and ceramic coating on your father-in-law's car.
Yeah, so no pressure. Obviously, you've got to keep the in-laws happy, so let's try not to
We'll be fine.
screw this one up at all.
We'll be fine. Now today we are looking at ceramic coating from a very, very well-known brand, heavily supported by the Car Boutique, and that is Garage Therapy. And the ceramic coating we're going to be looking at is Cerberus, but more about that in a minute. Now, when Carl said we're going to be doing his father-in-law's car, I thought, great, we're going to get to work on a Mercedes. But he's changed his car, hasn't he?
He has.
So I was thinking BMW, Porsche and all that kind of stuff. But this is what car he bought after the Mercedes. So that was a bit of a shock to the system to me, okay? But all cars need love, and we've got a nice one. It's a beautiful colour. It is, we're going to give you a spin round it in a minute, but there's a lot of work to be done on this. We've already done an initial pre-wash survey. There's a lot of bird etching. There's some scratches which the big guns will get rid of. He's quite looking forward to that. Lots of piano black for you as well.
Oh yeah, I'm well in my element with this machine polishing on this car.
Absolutely. Like we always say, it's repetition, okay? But when you're applying a ceramic coating, it's all about the preparation. So we are going to do the maintenance wash. We're going to do mechanical and chemical decontamination. You'll do the survey. That's what you do. We'll see where we're going with it. With lots of titivation with plastics and all that kind of stuff. Really looking forward to this one.
Yeah.
Both of us haven't used this. I have talked to professional detailers, so we've got some good advice as to the curing times and all that kind of stuff. So without further ado. Okay, troops, that's the maintenance wash, chemical and mechanical decontamination done. Car wasn't too bad, a tiny bit of tar, a tiny bit of fallout, and the clay, we used the clay cloth, and it was quite easy. Big difference already. It's almost starting to pop a bit. Beautiful colour that is going to come up superb once we've machine polished. So, first step we're going to do now is the survey, which Carl's already done. How did that go?
So really, really well. Quickly went around the car. There's actually not much to it, certainly from a swirl perspective. However, a bit of etching. There's some light scratches that we've got to deal with, and we're dealing with roughly about a paint depth of about anything from 95 to about 110 microns. So we've got a bit of play there, but we've got our plan of action to hit the car with the pads and the compound we're going to use.
Yeah.
So I think we just need to crack on.
So we've had a chat about it. We've sort of decided we're going to try, because we're limited by time on this, we're going to go for a medium pad, medium compound sort of solution on this one, whereby we're going to work the compound a bit longer, so we're going to get the paint correction, but as the abrasion diminishes, we're going to get a bit of paint enhancement as well. If that doesn't work and we're not happy, Carl, we've already agreed that we will go down to a finer polish, softer pads, to bring out the actual aesthetics of the car, because remember, we're putting a 3-year coating on this. We will be locking in the finish that we leave it. So once we're happy with the finish, we'll then lock that in with ceramic coating. So we've got some music to play. You like this bit, don't you, Carl?
It's my favourite bit.
And you've got plenty of piano black to do.
Exactly.
Are you going to get the PXE80 out, or are you going to use your mini polisher?
I'm going to use my Interdetailing mini nano polisher.
Plug for Interdetailing. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so that's paint correction stroke paint enhancement finished. Took a bit longer than we thought because we had an extra step at the end, which we may as well be honest about. So in terms of timings, how long did it take, Carl?
It took us around about 3.5 hours.
But we noticed an issue, bad pad discipline from previous times perhaps. We're suspecting we didn't blow out our pads a considerable amount of dust that was beyond the realms of panel white. We basically took it outside and gave it another bloody wash, didn't we?
Yes.
And we've brought it in, it's dried, it's panel wiped and all the good stuff. So note to self, when you finish with your pads, clean them, blow them out, do it properly. Otherwise, the next time you use them, they'll cause you issues. But the car is looking absolutely really good. Really happy with it. And both me and Carl are happy with the standard we will now be locking in. Are we in agreement?
Absolutely, really happy with how it's turned out.
Okay, so the reason why you clicked on the thumbnail, you want to know all about this, but it's important we tell you how we get to this point, okay? Because it's not just about the product, it's about the preparation. So as the thumbnail suggests, we're using a 3-year ceramic coating from Garage Therapy called Cerberus. Now, if memory serves, that in my Greek mythology lessons, that was the dog with the 3 heads that protected, is that Hades?
Well, it was the underworld.
The underworld, am I right? Not,
yes.
Carl's heading, nodding, so check me out. So beautifully packaged. We expect good packaging from Garage Therapy. It's got a little sort of magnetic lid to the box, and inside you get the instruction book, which is really good. If you haven't used this before and you do the steps 1 to 4 in the prep side and the steps 1 to 4 on the actual coating side, you'll get on well. Okay, really good instructions, tells you about the cure times and all that kind of stuff. You get one of the blocks, okay, with the Garage Therapy sort of logo on the front, which we are going to be using, although we prefer the softer microfiber pads, don't we, Carl?
Yes,
but
we do.
It's a review of this, so we need to use what they've supplied, so we're going to use that. You get 30 millilitres of the actual ceramic coating. Now, if we have time, we're going to put 2 coatings on, but we'll probably only have time for 1. But I'm pretty confident we'll probably use about half of that, so you get that as well. And under the actual foam, you will get all the microfiber, well, the sort of suede cloths that go around your block, and the customary 2 gloves this time. See a lot of these just having 1 glove, but the more gloves you have, more gloves, more glove, more love, isn't it? Or is it no glove, no love? Anyway, let's not go there. And that is it. So there you go. We're going to reposition the camera and do the demo. Okay, so a quick demo. This is quite easy. So Cerberus, 3-year coating, and I'm going to talk about at the end of the video how you can enhance your chances of getting that longevity in terms of potential double coating that and put a Garage Therapy topper on it as well. Okay, but we're going to look at this in isolation. Now, with any ceramic coating, you want to give it a good shake. All right, I'm standing facing the camera while I'm doing this because if I turn away, it'll look a bit rude. Okay, it has the child lock on, which is good. Now, good discipline, every time you sort of put this down, put your cap back on, extends the life of these. These do go off, not just this one, but ceramic coatings generally. So we'll get the microfiber, we'll use the Garage Therapy one, place it around so you've got a lint-free, nice flat surface. Now, if you go by the instructions, it does say put sort of 1 line down the middle. We've done a test, and me and Carl have both agreed that it seems to be easier to apply if you do 2 lines. So all I'm going to do is put 2 lines. There's 1. All right. And because the cure time of this isn't as long as some, all right? So Garage Therapy say it's down to between sort of 1 and 2 minutes. Now, if you're in a high temperature, high humidity, that might be slightly lower than 1, or if you're in a cold environment, higher than 2, but that's the norm, between 1 and 2 minutes. As a result of that, you are not doing massive panels, all right? So sort of 2 foot by 2 foot is the recommendation, but I'm gonna sort of split this bonnet into sort of 3. And it is your normal sort of cross hatch. All right. Now, on your first one, if you see sort of dry bits, it means you haven't applied a full line, all right? But you can go back and correct that because you'll be doing it a crosshatch. So, your normal north to south, and then east to west. It's not too thick, but it's nice and easy to see where you've been. And this is one of those ceramic coatings whereby you are literally watching it for that rainbow effect. And that's all you need to do. Now, you can use your inspection torch at this point just to see if you have sort of got any high spots, but that's really post removal. and then we are literally going to watch it. So we're going to watch it and turn the camera back on, okay, when it's flashed, hopefully get a picture of that effect, and then we'll see how easy it is to remove. Okay, it's very difficult to pick up on the camera, and all three of us were around literally waiting there. When you haven't used the ceramic coating, you are literally waiting to see what happens. So it was literally on 2 minutes. Carl saw it first. It did suddenly, gave a dry effect, and then you could definitely see that rainbow coming through. So we are at that point now, and we're going to remove it. So I'm using Garage Therapy do a microfiber called Pearl, I think, which is about 300, I think 320 GSM. Haven't got that one, but I've got a comparable cloth here. And you are being gentle at this point, and all you're doing is removing the excess of the coating, and you're leveling. All right, and this is the important bit, because ultimately this is going to be your finish. So do your initial leveling. I'm not pressing hard at all. It is super slick under the cloth. Carl, you're going to enjoy using this.
I like a good
It's always me who does the demos and gets to play first. You'll do the next one. Nice.
Fair enough.
And level. I'm using, at the moment, the lights in the ceiling. Rotate your microfiber or use another one. And that is super, super smooth. Make sure you've got it all off. Now, top tip, if you've gone over to here, don't remove to here, do an overlap, okay? So if you try and go right up to exactly where you put it on, you might miss a bit. So do a bit of an overlap when you're removing. Go past the point you actually applied it. Then the important bit, use an inspection light and be thorough with this and see if you've got any high spots that still needs to be leveled. And now's the time to sort of level it. And just going through the light frequencies. I am happy with that. Okay, so in terms of application removal, nice and simple. All right, you've seen me do it. It's just stereotypical ceramic coating application. Load up 2 lines, make sure they're solid lines, so you don't have any gaps on your first pass. North to south, east to west. Do a couple of feet by a couple of feet each time. Like I say, I'm going to split this into 3. Wait for it to actually give that rainbow effect, which is relative to temperature and humidity. In here, it was 2 minutes. You'll see it go rainbow. Remove it with a short pile microfiber, flip it over, or you use another one and buff it off, and you will get a really good finish. I'm really, really impressed with that. Nice and slick under the cloth, which is good. Right then, Carl, your turn to play. I'm happy. Let's make this car look beautiful. Okay, so that's the ceramic coating applied, and we applied it yesterday, so you are meeting us the day after. Now, we got a bit excited, didn't we? Because we saw how much was left, and we thought, should we do another coating? So we did. Okay, so this has had 2 coatings. Now, the instructions say in between coatings, between 1 and 2 hours. in all honesty, it was probably about 3 or 4 hours between our coatings. A couple of observations, you don't need as much, so when we put 2 lines on, we just put 1 line, and the noticeable difference was the flash time, because when we applied the first coating, it was about 2 minutes, but it wasn't even a minute, and it was a really obvious rainbow effect. So
yeah, so with that first coating, it was actually quite difficult to see that rainbow.
It was subtle, wasn't it?
It was very subtle,
Yeah.
but however, on our second coating, that rainbow effect was much more prominent,
Yeah.
and so it was easier to see, and then we could get it
Yeah.
off perfectly.
Absolutely.
Time.
Now that could be because we've already got a coating down, or it could be a change in the atmospherics, the humidity and temperature. But if you are applying a second coating, which we encourage to get that full 36 months, be careful, don't walk off for a minute or two, be there, okay, because that flash time is really, really quick. So the instructions say we can't get it wet for
24 hours.
24 hours. Now we're about 16 hours,
Yeah, we're
aren't
about
we?
16 hours, yeah.
The owner's coming to collect the vehicle in a couple of hours, so we're going to do the hydrophobicity check now. Okay, so the exciting bit, the hydrophobicity test. For some reason, we all get excited over this. Now, like we just said, the recommended time before it gets wet is 24 hours. We're sitting on probably about 16 hours, but we are limited by time. So we're going to do the traditional testing. We're going to look at the beads. I'm going to take some photographs, look at the contact angles. We're expecting good things, and then we'll do the sort of the runoff test as well. So, Carl, have you got your H2O ready?
I do.
Excellent. Right, you like this bit, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I don't think we're going to get very big beads.
Keep going. Yeah, that's a good sign. Right, so I am now going to take some photographs with my phone. Okay, so you've seen some photographs. The contact angles of these beads are off the chart. Now, Carl, can you just put your spray back in? I'm just going to do something for it as a runoff test. We actually had difficulty trying to get the beads to stay, which is a good sign, okay, because we'll just do it again. That's Carl doing it as slow as possible, try and get some nice tall beads, and the water just wants to disappear. Really, really impressed with that. And like I said, with the photographs we've shown, really high contact angles, which they do say on the instructions is a main feature of this. So we're going to reposition the camera again, and I think we can dry this entire bonnet using just the water runoff. So let's give this one a try. Okay then, let's do it. Let's see if you can dry a car using water. Oh, yes. And I don't think I need to say anything. That is fantastic. I want to go, give us a water. I'm just going to splash it on. Superb. Absolutely superb. Impressed?
Very, very happy and
Good
very
times.
impressed.
Good times. It's always a good thing when Carl's impressed. It must be good. Okay, so that's testing over. Now we've articulated our thoughts and feelings as we've gone on, so this will just be a quick summary as to what we think. So Carl, I believe it's your turn to talk about garage therapy Cerberus. What are your thoughts and feelings, young man?
Actually, I'm incredibly impressed by the ceramic coating. I know. For me, it's incredibly hydrophobic. It's the depth of gloss we're getting in, the slickness. It's definitely got to be up there with one of my 2 favourites I've used.
Well, that's good.
It's on par with that other one that I absolutely love.
Excellent. So basically, it's in your top 1.
Slash.
What Carl wants me to do is we're having an argument over contact angles. And now I think that the contact angles on these beads are higher than what all the ceramics we've tested. So we're going to go and revisit the laptops, get some protractors out and work it out. We'll get back to you on that one. So sorry, I interrupted.
But from an actual use point, yeah, absolutely, really easy to apply. As long as you stick within the cure times and watching out for that rainbow effect, it removes really, really easily. You go too early or too late on that, I found that it was quite smeary.
Too early, greasy, too long, hard to get off.
Hard to get off. But it's still then, it was still a pleasure. Now, it is an indoors only ceramic, and because of the way it cures, okay, I wouldn't say it's personally for me a beginner's one, because it's being able to look at that and see that. However, I enjoyed every moment using this, and the car, when you see it shortly, will speak volumes on the quality of this product.
Good, thanks, Carl. I won't reiterate what Carl said, but there's a few things I will labour on. It's not a beginner's ceramic coating. It's not the sort of coating you can just slap on and remove. It's an adult coating is the way I look at it. This is for people with experience in ceramic coatings, keen enthusiasts. And I'll be honest, if I was running a business, I would be using this. And the reason is the visual enhancement is going to impress your customers, because we've been hammering ceramics over the last few weeks. And we're really impressed with this. The aesthetic enhancement is noticeable. Those hydrophobics are absolutely brilliant. And I think, if you're doing high-end cars or just normal cars, you're going to impress your customers with this. And I definitely, if I was a business owner, this would be one of the ones that I would be offering. Now, in terms of the sort of maintenance program afterwards, we've already articulate the fact that you're not getting it wet for 24 hours. You can coat between 1 and 2, double coat, but we left it 3 or 4, which was fine. And in terms of sort of chemical washes, it says 7 days, doesn't it? So
absolutely.
You're not washing it with chemicals for at least 7 days. Okay, so this ceramic coating is going to give you the UV protection, the oil protection, the corrosion protection, and an element of self-cleaning, okay? But within the instructions, it does talk about using a top coat. Now, this professes to be a 36-month coating. And to really get that, it's down to your maintenance program, double coating it. But they do talk about a product called Chimera, which is a topper. So it's going to give you extra chemical resistance, enhanced hydrophobics, and all that kind of stuff. Now, I did try and get it, but I was caught out. I thought my local shop sold it, but they didn't, and we only had the car today. So we will revisit that topper on this car to see how it does tomorrow, and we'll get it in. When we get this car back, we'll do it. So yeah, a very, very professional range. This is a professional coating. It's aimed for professionals, and you are getting professional results. So we're going to do a quick spin round inside. We're going to take it outside. The owner's here. I'm not going to embarrass him. The owner is very, very happy, and indeed the owner has been through the entire process with us. So I hope he enjoys the video that I've still got to edit. Well, clearly I've got to edit it.
It's your job.
That's my job. So take care, and we'll see you on the next one. So from Andy, it's goodbye.
And from Carl, it's goodbye.
Boom.